I'd like to ask my first question of all the witnesses. Do each of you acknowledge that your company has profited off harmful misinformation, conspiracy theories, and violent content on your platform? Just a yes or no. Starting with Mr. Dorsey, yes or no?
No, that's not our business.
Mr. Zuckerberg?
No, Congresswoman, I don't think we profit from it. I think it hurts our service.
Mr. Pinchot?
Congresswoman, certainly not our intent, and we definitely do not want such content, and we have clear policies against that.
Since you all said no, can you please provide to me in writing how you managed to avoid collecting revenue from ads either targeted by or served on such content? So I will be expecting that. There's a difference between a conversation in a living room and one being pumped out to millions of followers, from discouraging voting and COVID-19 misinformation to encouraging hate crimes and violence. The harms are real and disproportionate. Do you acknowledge that such content is having especially harmful effects on minority and communities of color? Yes or no again? I don't have a lot of time, so yes or no? Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Pitchow?
Yes.
Mr. Zuckerberg?
Yes, I think that's right.
Thank you. If your financial incentives in human psychology lead to the creation of a system that promotes emotionally charged content that is often harmful, do you believe that you can address the ones, or do you believe that you will always need to play more of a whack-a-mole on different topics? Mr. Zuckerberg?
Congresswoman, I do think that we can take systemic actions that help to reduce a large amount of this. But there will always be some content that gets through those systems that we will have to react to.
Mr. Dorsey?
It's not our incentive, but I agree with Mark. Our model is to constantly iterate. We're going to miss some things, and we'll go too far in some cases.
Mr. Pinchot?
I agree largely with what Mark and Jack said, and we terminated a lot of channels. We removed thousands of misleading election videos. There are many evolving threats, and we are very vigilant.
Okay, more transparency and research into the AI models you use is needed. I understand that they are constantly evolving and proprietary. However, those obstacles must not be insurmountable. Would you agree to some type of test bed to evaluate your procedures and technology for disparate impacts? And would you welcome minimal standards set by the government? I only have 44 seconds.
I'll go. You're not calling us, but we, yes, we're interested in opening all this up and going a step further and having a protocol. I don't think that should be government driven, but it should be open and transparent that the government can look at it and understand how it works.
And I agree that this is an area where research would be helpful, and I think some standards, especially amongst the civil rights community, would be helpful guidance for the companies.
Congresswoman, we work with many third parties. I just mentioned the HUD collaboration we had. Definitely would be open to conversations about minimum standards. It's an important area.